Hey there. Hi, beautiful souls. How's everyone doing? Kamusta po? Okay, I guess most of you guys are in mute. My name is Mikki Sachiko. It's such a pleasure to be speaking with you guys today about healthy lifestyle. But first of all, hope everyone's doing okay. I mean, right now it's a very challenging times for all of us. I'm sure it's not just me. I'm sure most of you guys have either experienced a lot of stress these past few months or currently experiencing some stress. So give yourself a pat on your back since you are in this call with all of us. That gets to show that you're still getting going with the flow, hanging out with people virtually because obviously that's good for our health. We can all agree to that, right? Before I dive into our talk today, I just wanted to make sure that everyone can hear me. If someone can't hear me at all, please put it in the chat. Maybe we can work that out or do something about it before I proceed with the talk today. Okay, let me just double check. Anyone having trouble hearing me? Okay, seems like everything's good. So this one is a bit of a shorter version of a talk that we will be doing pretty soon about healthy lifestyle. This is like a condensed version of it. So obviously it's all about healthy lifestyle. I'm sure most of you guys know how super, super important this is. And it's not just for older people or younger people or people in between. It's important for everyone. It's important not just to succeed during challenging times, but important generally speaking, no matter what times we're in. And I feel like sometimes we forget it unconsciously because life happens or we're bombarded with so many things that we need to do, especially for the parents out there. I've seen it from my parents or my siblings who are parents, and sometimes when things get busy, they tend to focus first on their loved ones rather than focusing on themselves. And before I share with you the reason why healthy lifestyle is a superpower for you to thrive, I need to tell you one thing, and that is, the healthier the tree, the better fruit it can offer. So sa Tagalog, kung malusog yung puno, mas maganda yung mga prutas na ibubunga niya. 'Di ba syempre kung yung puno is hindi malusog, ano na lang yung klase na prutas na may bibigay niya, right? So that only gets to show na kailangan talagang you invest in your personal health in order for you to give more, in order for you to do more, and in order for you to achieve more. And right now that we're all most of us are in quarantine, if you're a frontliner, be it a medical frontliner or other types of frontliner, kudos to you. But for most of us, we're working at home, and it limits us in doing physical activities, but that doesn't mean that we should not incorporate, doing healthy, basically like healthy activities or healthy routines, because there are so many healthy activities that we can do. And obviously healthy lifestyle might be different from one another, right? Magkakaiba tayo ng ng habits, magkakaiba tayo ng personality, magkakaiba tayo ng needs and wants. So healthy lifestyle for me might be different for you guys. That's the reason why for today I'll be giving you some practical forms of healthy lifestyle and some examples of those. And it's totally up to you which one you think will fit into your lifestyle. The only secret, like before I like bombard with you with tons of healthy lifestyle, I need to tell you that for you to find out which one would work best for you is to really try them out and see which ones you can carry out in the longer term. If you can carry it just for a few days, maybe not, maybe it's not for you. If it's something that you find joy doing for like months and months and months, year over year, then that gets to show that that type of healthy lifestyle is designed for you. So again, I need to put an emphasis on that. healthy lifestyle is different from one another. So it's just a matter of really trying things out and figuring out if you find joy in doing it and if it's something that you can do sustainably and something that you can do in the long term. So there, that's the number one tip that that we all need to, keep in our minds. And yeah, let me just for today, I didn't really prepare any sort of like presentation. This is more of like me giving my personal experience for, of what I've learned for the past few years about studying about wellness and exposing myself with different mentors here in the Philippines and in the US about, healthy lifestyle and what I learned about health coaching. And then after that, we will have time to interact to one another. I would truly, truly appreciate it if you can let me know your thoughts and your questions because, oops, we have welcome if you just came in to our healthy lifestyle webinar for today. Yeah, happy Tuesday. So yeah, I'm going back to what I was saying. So it I would be truly grateful if later on you can throw in questions, any type of questions regarding the healthy lifestyle space or wellness space, because the more that you actually ask questions, the more you can truly grasp what was shared during the conversation. And that's the reason why, di ba, kung matatanda natin yung mga estudyante pa lang tayo, lagi tayong ini-encourage ng mga teacher natin na magtanong, magtanong. Kasi pag feeling mo, binigyan ka lang ng information tapos hindi ka nagtanong, it's, it's, in other words, it's more likely that the idea or whatever it is, that the tips or whatever knowledge that was imparted to you, you're more likely to remember it if you actually ask question and verified it, or maybe try to clarify something if something's not really that clear for you guys. So yeah, that's the latter part of our talk. So now, yeah, let's jump right into our talk for today. As you saw on the video earlier, it was like telling you what are the benefits and is a healthy environment impactful for achieving your wellness or your well-being. First of all, healthy lifestyle, for you to achieve that, say like you wanted to go on a healthy lifestyle journey, you have to think of it in a holistic idea, like holistically speaking. So what that means is that you have to see it with different kinds of fundamentals. Meron kasi ang healthy lifestyle, may physical, mental, emotional, social, financial health. So that means if one is lacking from those fundamentals, you wouldn't be able to really call it, living a healthy lifestyle. But a real talk, obviously, especially now, it might be a challenge for all of us to be in that constant state, like 24/7, 365 days a year, right? So it's really a matter of pursuing it. That's actually the reason why um, healthy lifestyle is not like a destination. As cheesy as it may sound, but it's not a destination. It's a constant journey of really pursuing it, going after it. So that's the reason why experts say that you have to have that purpose. Why in life? Kasi pag walang purpose ang life mo, if you're not finding your purpose, like doing these things, like improving your financial wealth, improving your emotional health, physical, mental health, those things will be a big challenge for you because what for, right? I mean, kung you don't see a purpose, what's your mission in life, it's going to be a challenge for you basically. And I'm sure most of you guys can agree to that. So before we dive into discussing those things, like again, this is going to be just an overview because this is like a teaser webinar of our full on course that's coming up soon. Before for you to address those things, you have to know why are you doing those in the first place. What's your purpose? Like maybe if you're a parent, because you wanted to be more productive, for example. Or if you're an entrepreneur, maybe you wanted to improve your bottom line. You wanted to basically get more clients. You wanted to improve your business. Kasi ang pagiging healthy, guys, as we all know, pag healthy ka, you can think clearer. You can have more energy that's sustainable, meaning not the kind of energy that you get from a coffee. um, Later on, I'll be discussing that, but there are tons and tons of benefits of being healthy. And we're talking about short-term benefits and long-term benefits. That is the reason why, kung mapapansin mo, some people might depend on energy drink, might depend on coffee for boosting their productivity. And don't get me wrong, those are fine. I drink coffee maybe twice a month too because I need them. But being dependent on those is not really sufficient if you wanted to make your healthy living sustainable. So dapat tatandaan natin, paano ba natin ma-achieve talaga yung healthy lifestyle na pang long term, not just for short term. So ayun yung di-discuss natin ngayon and then coming in the next few minutes. So I believe this is going to be a 45-minute talk. First of all, so kanina na-mention natin may different fundamentals or pillars yung healthy lifestyle, right? So let's start off first with something that's very, very, I'd say, trending right now, mental health. When I hosted Department of Health Mental Health Day last October 2019, one of the officers from DOH, I forgot his name, said that health is not health without mental health. I was like, whoa, that's so powerful when he said that. That's like, hindi ka malusog kung hindi malusog yung kumbaga yung pag-iisip mo. And that's very true, right? You cannot be completely healthy if you are not mentally healthy. So what do we do to boost our mental health? First of all, it's really important that we've got another one. Welcome to for those who just joined us. We are just getting started with our talk, and I was on the part about talking about mental health because it's very, very important if you want to truly achieve a healthy lifestyle that you first invest in your mental well-being. So I was talking about how do we boost our mental health. Now, obviously, I am not a mental health practitioner, but these are the things that I learned with working with Department of Health before and from people that I've interviewed in the past few years for my wellness advocacy platform and from my own researches as well. And I've learned that for one of the techniques in boosting your mental well-being is to invest in your emotional quotient. Can you believe it? Like mental and emotional well-being goes hand in hand. And when you're talking about emotional well-being, it's a matter of embracing the fact that us humans have tons and tons of emotions. In other words, iba't ibang klase yung mga emotions natin. So, bakit ko sinasabi yun? Kasi minsan nakakalimutan natin na tao tayo na may karapatan tayong mag-express ng ating feelings, whether it's sadness, it's, depression, and not the clinical depression type, or anger, or obviously happiness, right? So when you embrace the fact that as human beings, you are going to experience through ups and downs, emotional speaking, emotions, like emotionally, that's a healthy way to really attack your mental capacity. Kasi minsan we are so in denial of our emotions. It's like we are depriving ourselves of being human, and we have to understand that's very important if we need to boost our mental well-being. And in a practical level, if I'm gonna be make it like in real life talk, if you feel like if you feel lost, if you feel broken, if you feel sad, you have to give yourself a time to really like, oo, na tanggapin mo. Yun yung nararamdaman mo, kumbaga. Kasi pag hindi mo siya tinanggap, it's going to come out of you unconsciously. Trust me. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Unconsciously, you're gonna throw that whatever toxic feelings that you are trying to, hide inside you. You're gonna throw that out somewhere, somehow, in worst case scenario to the people that you love. So the best way to attack that is to really make sure that you are giving yourself a time to reflect. Okay, why am I feeling this? Why? What do I need to do about this? Whatever feeling that you have there, just to make it relatable to you guys. I'm a huge fan of Beyonce, and who doesn't know Beyonce, right? And she once said that she will give herself one day to feel bad if something made her feel sad. And then the next day, she will just attack the day like as if nothing happened. And what does that mean for people like us, right? Like people like parang magkaibang tao na. But that's how big she is. But anyways, it basically shows na you have to give yourself some time now. Let's say you are heartbroken, or you, this is a very common thing right now, you are, you're in between jobs because you got laid off because, bad economy, and you're trying to find job, and you are trying to like hide a feeling that you're sad about it. You're trying to like cover it up with toxic positivity. Don't get me wrong, guys. Positivity is very, very good. I always advocate that in my social media and even offline. But there's a thing like toxic positivity, meaning you're covering up your sad emotions with too much positivity, that you're not acknowledging the fact that you're really sad. You know, the healthy way to, you know, to be emotionally well basically is to acknowledge the fact that you're sad about whatever loss that you've experienced. That way, when after you've acknowledged that or accepted that, you'll be able to think clearer after that, after that, and you'll be able to think, okay, so what can I do next? So remember, like when you're healthier, you were more productive, right? And when you're more productive, you're able to solve problems. And right now, ang common denominator lahat ng tao, lahat tayo may problema. So, ang ibig sabihin lang nan, kung gusto natin na mas maging efficient when it comes to problem solving, we have to really invest in our mental and emotional well-being. Of course, the other pillars, the physical and all that comes to it too, but we're in a mental emotional well-being part. So yeah, that's the benefit right there, and I hope those examples is something that will really resonate with you, because some of us might have some challenges in terms of really naming our emotion. Why is it very important? So on that part, why is it important that we name our emotion, we identify our emotion? Because sometimes like we tend to confuse one emotion from one another, and here comes the mindful living, the meditation, and basically reflecting, because when you do those things, reflection, meditation, being mindful, you're able to really identify ano kaya yung mga challenges, bakit ang gulo ng utak ko, or bakit like I'm having trouble connecting with someone, or perhaps I'm having trouble finding ways to be more emotionally strong in times of stress or in times of challenging times. So to give you a practical example na very relatable sa ating lahat, since lahat tayo na we're staying at home, for you to find answers sa mga tanong ko na yun, you have to really sit. Kanina, while I gave my time to like sit quietly and just really reflect on things for the past few days. What are the challenges that I've been going through, and really like think like what what made what are the things that happen, obviously, and ano yung naramdaman ko because of those, and what can I do next, how can I improve things. And those things, when you like take mental notes, or when you mindfully focus on the present moment and figure out how you can improve the present moment, again, you're able to strategize how you can thrive, how you can solve a problem, and basically do anything. And I'm sure you've probably seen it in a lot of people, a lot of videos online from successful people or motivational speakers, and they talk about this a lot, that you have to really constantly reflect about your life, and that really helps you short term and long term. So that's an example for for that. So now, just before I jump into the other pillars of the healthy lifestyle, the the social, the physical, and the financial, I I need to put an emphasis again that mental and emotional health is so crucial, that this is actually like, like I said, oops, hold on one second, I'm getting something here. They're so crucial that when you focus on them, when you prioritize them, these three can, like, we will become easier for you to attack, basically. So you see the power of mental and emotional well-being is like achieving physical health, financial health, and social health becomes easier for you to do or pull off. So that's the reason why I have to like put it in the driver's seat for you guys, because I need you to understand that the more aware you are about your emotions and mental challenges, the easier for you to basically attack everything in life. And I'm sure all of you wants to be successful in life, right? Who doesn't want to be successful? That's the reason why you're all here. You probably want to know more about how you can improve your life, how you can level up your health, how you can level up your business or your career or your relationships through healthy lifestyle. And you're right. Yes, you can definitely boost those aspects, your career, your personal life, relationship, through healthy lifestyle. Because going back, kanina na mention ko, right? The healthier the tree, the better the fruit that it can offer. Welcome sa mga kaka-tune in lang dito sa ating webinar. So we're now going to jump right into the other three pillars. That's the physical, and then after that we'll talk about the social health. Why is it important, and of course the financial health. Now, I'm not a physical health guru or an expert in financial wellness, but or in social, but obviously as a health coach who've been studying about this for a few years, I consider myself as a student of wellness. And I wanted to share with you the things that I've learned from my own researches and the things that I learned from different people that I have worked with indirectly and directly, who are in the health industry. Now, I know that you guys saw on the poster that I'm going to be talking about the future of wellness. And why is that? Because it's very, very important for the last three things that I'll be talking to you today. So right now it's 2020, June 30th, and we're in the middle of pandemic. And the thing is, for the past few months, things changed massively, right? Some drastically experienced growth in their lives, but most people really are experiencing, sad to say, being in the rock bottom. And that's the reason why knowing a bit about what the future or where the trend might be in terms of health is very, very important, because you can use it as a tool for creating strategies to level up your personal and professional life. So from what I've researched for some top health thought leaders all over the world, and I basically summed them up. Again, this is just an overview. We're going to talk about this in depth in a course that I've created that we'll be discussing here in this Limitless Power Coaching platform. But just an overview with you guys about the future of health. According to the experts, the health is all about personalization. And what does that mean? It's about really, like I said earlier, finding out what really works best for you. It's not like a one size fits all kind of wellness now. um, you will definitely see a lot more inclusivity, but at the same time, you will also see a lot of options of like combinations of different forms of wellness. Like, for example, like a combination of East and West in terms of, for example, like combining that, like, say, on meditation or mindful eating. So ano ibig sabihin ng mindful eating? I just wanted to touch a bit about that. See, when we're eating, guys, we tend to use our phones, right? Who's guilty of that? Habang kumakain, gumagamit ng cellphone or nanonood ng TV. That's the opposite of mindful eating. And according to research, mindful eating is so important if you want to be, basically get the nutrients of the food that you're eating, if you want to digest well the food that you're eating, and at the same time, if you want to experience enjoyment in what you're eating, like basically savoring it, because you cannot savor something if you are mindlessly scrolling on your phone like a zombie, right? So I just wanted to pause and give that a bit of highlight on that, because that's very, very important that we're all eating mindfully. So yes, mindfulness is going to be like a mainstream thing in the future. I know in the Western world, it's a big thing right now. In the Philippines, we're getting there, which is a great news. And another thing is we going back to Philippines, we're so into Korean. So it's gonna be about K beauty as well. It's gonna be even massive. It's massive right now, but it's gonna boom even more in the next 5 years, from what I read about Global Wellness Institute. And then I'm not sure if you guys have heard about this. Another future trend in wellness is J wellness. Who have you guys heard about J wellness? Because there's K beauty, which is K Korea. J is from Japan. And when we think of Japan, we instantly think about innovation, technology, right? But slowly, apparently, they're slowly, making the Japanese wellness mainstream worldwide, which is a pretty good thing. I'm a huge fan of their ikigai, which is basically it means finding your purpose in life. So that's one Japanese wellness that they wanted to impart, and they've got tons of other Japanese wellness too. And why am I telling you about these trends? Again, it's important that we know what's coming, because that gets you think, okay, like which are the things that might contribute to me personally, which might contribute to my career, right? Because if you don't know where you're going, I mean, what are coming, let's say you're driving and you don't know what's coming to you, it's going to be pretty dark, right? It's going to be pretty scary. So that's the reason why it's important that if you want to live healthily, that you know what are the science breakthrough, what are the recent discoveries, what are people are getting themselves into to improve their lives. Obviously, there's a rule to that, because like I said, not everything that's popular or that's a trend is going to work for you. It's a matter of trying it out and see if it's definitely improving your life. So like I said, it's really important that you try things. It's better not than not trying anything at all, because we're talking about improving our lives here. We're talking about how we can successfully thrive in the very challenging COVID-19 economy right now. So it's really a matter of thinking, okay, should this be something that I should be trying? Maybe I should. I'll check it out myself, right? I mean, right now, I think the beauty of COVID-19 is that it opened up so many opportunities for us to explore. Like, ang daming bagay ngayon na parang kumbaga ba, ang daming bagay ngayon na pwede mong gawin. Parang endless yung possibility. That's a good thing about it. Yes, we're like all scratching our heads, like we've never experienced this. But at the same time, it's like it's also like a great start for us to try something. And you can do anything, right? I mean, as cliche as it may sound, but we only live once, guys. So try it, right? And obviously, kung ano man yung goal nyo, life goals nyo, you will be able to achieve that easily if you are healthy. So going back on the health. So we are now talking about the physical health. So now for physical health, I'm sure most of you guys have probably heard about this, that there's a huge impact to your physical health on whatever it is that you're putting inside your body, be it a food or some sort of like products, external products that you put in externally. So let's start first with my favorite food. Sino sa inyo ang mga foodie? Because I'm such a huge foodie, guys. I love eating food. And as a health coach, I don't believe that you should be depriving yourself of comfort food, like like chocolate or ice cream, because that's like the misconception that, oh, pag healthy lifestyle ka hindi ka nakakain ng mga ganong food. No, it's not, because it's a matter of really creating a formula, and the formula that I strongly believe in is 80-20, and it means 80% you're eating healthily and 20% you indulge in something that makes you happy, like kind of comfort food. I am totally obsessed with chocolate and ice cream and cake and prunes and popcorn. So I indulge in those kind of stuff. So again, we're all humans. We have to, give in sometimes. If we feel emotionally compelled to eat something to make us happy, then do that. But 80% of the time, you got to make sure that you're eating healthily, because obviously we wanted to avoid getting any lifestyle diseases, right? And as we all know, lifestyle diseases are the bottom line of diseases like that, like diabetes, cardiovascular diseases. Those are commonly because of what you eat. Tayo mga Pinoy, mahilig tayo sa mga, alam mo yun, mahilig tayo mag-invest sa pagkain. Actually, there's a research that we spent more money on food rather than other stuff like insurance or house, which is not surprising, because tayo mga Pilipino, mahilig talaga tayong kumain, right? We love eating. So it's really right now that we have more time because of, I mean, for those who are working at home, we have more time. It's really good to reflect, okay, mas gugustuhin ko bang kumain ng something na processed food na wala masyadong sustansya, or kailangan ko bang mag-invest sa mga natural food, fruits and vegetables? And I'm sure kahit na 7 years old na bata, sasabihin sa inyo kung which one is better, right? Kasi yung mga bata ngayon talagang natuturuan na sila eh. So yeah, it's really, food for me is a medicine. It's something that can either be like a medicine for you or a slow form type of poison. And why did I say that? It's because like poison, diba? Like it can instantly kill you. But if you're choosing foods that are not healthy, it's like slowly killing yourself, because eventually you will be getting different types of sickness because of that. Just to give you an example, guys, in Philippines, the number one cause of deaths here, and this might shock you, is actually lifestyle diseases. It's not accident, it's not being killed by someone, but it's lifestyle diseases. So it's just so shocking and so alarming na ayun yung mas marami pa yung napapatay yung lifestyle diseases kesa kung anumang form, right? So that means we can change that through our habits, through the food that we eat. Kasi yung mga lifestyle diseases na yan, mga diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, and other diseases that's caused by unhealthy lifestyle, you can change that. You can control that. Yung lifestyle mo, nakokontrol mo yan. Diba? Like, you genes mo, you cannot control that. But lifestyle is something that you can control. So you have to start with your habit. And when we're talking about habit, food is very, very important. It's a big chunk of a healthy lifestyle. And oh, by the way, so going back kanina sa nasabi ko, if you guys have any questions, take note of them now so that later on I can answer them for you. Okay, so going back on food, there are different types of diets. And to be honest, this might shock you. Yes, I am a health coach, but I'm on a no diet. So I'm not like doing a vegan diet. I'm not doing a plant-based diet, keto, intermittent fasting. There's just tons, right? I think those are more effective for people who have certain health conditions. But if you're trying to figure out what's best for you, similar rule applies. Try something and then figure out if it's something that brings joy to you and something that really helps you, be healthier. But if it's not bringing joy to you, then just don't do it. For me, what I only follow is 80-20. I eat healthily. Most of it obviously are, the natural food. And then 20% I treat myself. I try to reward myself. So if you want to know though which diet, because obviously some of you might be on a wellness journey because you're trying to manage your weight, you're trying to manage a certain health conditions. Like I said, a specific diet is going to be more effective for you. And on the course that I've created, we'll be discussing some of those, like in a deeper level. So yeah, I mean, so that's food. It's very important for physical health because as they said, I'm sure you've probably seen this on social media, yung pagkakaroon ng abs. I'm sure a lot of you want to get some abs or try to lose some weight. It's made in the kitchen, not in the gym. So you have to really, think first the kind of food that you're eating. So now, gym. Okay, it's very important to work out. Right now that we are quarantined at home, I mean, I've been quarantined for, actually, I was quarantined for 90 days, and then last week I started going out. So that was like very relieving. That was that was like a freedom for me. But yeah, you can still work out even though you are at home. And yes, you don't need to spend thousands to buy gym equipment. You can work out. There are a lot of exercises that doesn't really require any kind of equipment. So you can check that out online, no equipment type of exercise. But there's just something that I wanted to tell you about that, like sometimes it's not about how long you exercise, but the type of exercise that you're doing. So for example, for me, I do micro workout. Micro meaning it's just small amounts of exercises. I do 15 minutes exercise in the morning and then 15 minutes in the afternoon. So just 30 minutes in a day. I know some people exercise like 2 hours in a day, 4 times a week. And again, research shows that it's not about how long you exercise, but the type of exercises that you do. So this is something that I will be discussing full on the course that I will be doing in partnership with Limitless Power Coaching. So, and especially, magkakaiba din yung exercise na kailangan mong gawin depending on the goal that you want. Is it to lose some weight? Is it to gain muscles and all that? So there are different types of exercises. So, but the bottom line is exercise is very important. And one obvious reason for that is because you need to release your happy hormones. Like who here are super aware about the endorphins? It's not common knowledge, but endorphins are basically happy hormones that something that you instantly get when you work out. That's the reason why pag nag-exercise tayo, parang wow, instead na pagod ka, parang mas may more energy ka pa, parang mas glowing ka kasi parang you have that happiness hormones inside you, right? So that's actually a common secret if you wanted to like have that glow is to exercise, and you'll feel that instant boost of happiness. You'll also feel that instant like instant energy lift basically. So it's really good if you wanted to get more energy to do bit of exercise rather than grabbing a coffee. Yes, you can treat yourself with coffee too, but if you want something that's, like a sustainable energy, like stretch. Especially kung yung work mo is you're required to sit for 8 long hours. Well, give yourself some time to stretch as well. There's actually a saying, not a saying, but a research that sitting, sitting is the new smoking. And I was like blown away when I studied that research, meaning people who sit a lot, nakaupo ng sobrang tagal, araw-araw, let's say 5 days in a week, 20 to 25 days in a month, 8 hours per day, ilang oras yun sa isang taon, di ba? Sobrang tagal. And let's say those people are not exercising. It's actually worse rather than smoking. So that's just how bad sitting too much is. So that's the reason why it's important that every now and then nag-stretch kayo kasi for blood flow, for the hormones that I was talking about earlier. So pag nag-work kayo, if you want to, if you want to get clearer thoughts, you wanted to basically you're trying to solve a problem so work nyo, and go for a walk or stretch. It's a good way to boost your mental muscle, kumbaga. So yeah, that's that for that's a bit of overview for the physical health. And my favorite next one, social health. Well, right now that we are all practicing social distancing and staying at home, it might be a real challenge. But you see, connection is not really just about literally being close to someone. It's not about proximity. It's really about that deeper connection with someone. And we all know that having a friend or a loved one is really important for our health because as cheesy as it may sound, but loneliness kills, guys. It's true. Loneliness kills. If you are constantly lonely, um, it's really bad for your health. As a matter of fact, there was this research that I saw that if you are lonely, it can like in super long time, it can you have higher risk of developing heart diseases. You know how bad that is? So it's really important. Ang kagandahan yan sa ating mga Filipinos, sobra tayong friendly. Us Filipinos are super, super friendly. We are naturally people person. And how do we do that in this COVID-19 climate? Well, it's basically reconnecting with your friends or always touching base with your friends, be it through chat or video call or, being a friend to someone. It's also beneficial when you become a friend to someone. When you offer your time to someone, it's not just that person it's benefiting, it's you as well. So it's like a win-win situation, trust me. So yeah, do not forget the social health is very, very important if you want to have a healthy lifestyle and if you wanted to thrive in this challenging times. And if you wanted to be successful, you have to have that, you have to be socially connected, right? That's why a lot of people loves networking. A lot of people loves connecting and meeting new people every day regardless of their background. That's not just really for their business or for their work. It's really for your health too. It's good to have a lot of friends. And so yeah, that's an overview about that social health that I wanted to share with you guys today. And the last part is the financial health. And right now that we are, in this type of economy, it's really a matter of finding ways that's out of the box. And what's the connection of that in the healthy lifestyle, right? You see, guys, if you are living healthily, like I mentioned earlier, you're able to think clearer. So when you're thinking clearer, you become more creative. When you're more creative, obviously you think out of the box, right? So that's the reason why those things that I mentioned to you earlier, emotional, mental, physical health, social health, those things, helps you become more creative, helps you a better problem solver, helps you become more productive. And basically, when you're that, when those, you have those three things in you, it's easier for you to achieve financial health. It's easier for you to really solve your money problems, basically. And I'm sorry to say, if people have, either lost their jobs or shut down their business during this time, but let me tell you one thing, that it's actually a blessings in disguise. Did you know that a lot of successful companies now, like Google, Apple, big companies like that, they actually started during recession, meaning they were building themselves during the most difficult times, economically speaking. And that's the reason why I said it's a blessing in disguise for you, because you have to think that rejection in life, there actually is a redirection, basically. I know it's easier said than done, but when you invest on those five pillars of health, you will be able to think clearer now. Yes, it's actually true that it's redirecting me to create something better, to create something that's more appropriate to our situation right now. And that's the reason why, if you want to get that financial health, start investing first in those other four things that I mentioned to you earlier. Because the healthier you are, the better you will become in terms of your personal life and professional life. And that's proven. And that's the reason why having a healthy lifestyle can be your superpower. So that's my overview talk about the course that I've created. So if you guys have questions, let me know. I'm super happy to answer them for you and super excited to hear your feedbacks as well. Do you guys have questions? So I'll check the chat to see what questions you have. Okay. So I believe, while waiting for some questions to come in, that the schedule that I booked is July 15 for the full course of this talk, where we basically help you navigate well, professionally and personally speaking, in terms of, this COVID-19 economy. So that's July 15. Right now, I want to dive into questions that you might have. Let's see. How do I click on the chat? Hmm, there. Okay. Thank you, Mark, for your message. Appreciate it. Yes, July 15, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. That's going to be the full course. There's the registration link in the chat box. You can click that, save that, share that to your friends, because it's going to be a really, really fun talk. It's very interactive, and we're going to really deep dive on a lot of practical tips and actionable steps on how we can thrive, basically, and how we can level up our career. I'm going to be really getting to know each participants there and see how I can customize my like guidelines for them. So that's going to be a really fun talk. What is your take about fasting? Okay, so for fasting, like I mentioned earlier, thank you for that question. This is something that's more effective if you have a very specific health condition that you're trying to overcome, and it's a matter of, if you feel like that's something that's gonna help you, and you've gotten that advice from a health practitioner or a doctor that yes, this is gonna help you with whatever health condition you're dealing is, then I highly suggest that you listen to that person and try that first. If it's something that you can do sustainably, meaning long term, then do that. If it's not working out for you for 14 days, my gosh, I suggest that you stop that immediately. And there are other types of diets and routines that you can do if you are trying to deal with a certain health condition. So I hope that answered that question. What is the chat box? I lost it again. Oops. I want to see what other questions. Oh, just put them there. We still have a few minutes. I'm sorry, I can't find it anymore. Where's the chat box? I see it right here typically, but hold on. Where is that? Oh, there you go. Found it. Okay, so let me see what other question. What's the content of the full course from Mara? Thank you so much for that. So basically, it's gonna be a 4-part series talking about like, first of all, like we're gonna be talking about healthy lifestyle in the first 2 parts of it. So basically, like more details about what I talked today on the first 2 parts. The third part is getting to know the participants. Like, because obviously I don't want to give a one size fits all kind of guidelines to them. The last part is wrapping things together and how you can actually, what are the tools and guidelines and step-by-step tips that I have given to you guys, and practical theories as well, because obviously you can't just give like some actionable takeaways, right? You have to back it up with some science and theories as well, and how we can put them together. That's going to be the last part of it. Oops, can you guys see me? I just lost. Oh, hold on. Oops. Hold on one second. There. Okay. So yeah, that's a 4-part series for that, and it's gonna be really, really fun because the last part of it is really a lot of interaction. So, and actually, I want that to be something that involves physical moving as well. So we're gonna be on a workout OOTD, meaning I'm gonna be asking, requesting the participants to be in their gym outfit or whatever it is that they wear whenever they're exercising, because it's gonna be involving that too. So it's not just about talk and listen. It's not about that. We're gonna have some interactions and some movements. We're gonna incorporate that, and then at the same time I will have a giveaway as well as a PDF downloadables that I want to give to the participants in that day, something that they can work on even though the talk is over, something that they can work on for a few days. So it's going to be really fun. Let me see what